It was definitely interesting because I always knew in the back of my head if something ever really happened to my brother, then it'd be all fucked up. My brother ended up taking off. I think it was around like 91, 92. My mom tried to send me off to Monterey Bay. Up in my aunt lived out on the base up there. She's like, "Hey, you need to get the fuck out of town," because she saw how quick I was becoming from a gang member to a gang banger. And I said, "Fuck no, I ain't going." And I would sit there and sleep in the streets, man. My brother was like, "You know what, fuck it." He kind of was always a little smarter than me when it came to gangs, and he was one of those guys. He was definitely a banger, but with me and somebody else. But he kind of knew that shit just wasn't the route, and kind of pushed away much quicker than I did. Put it that way.
He's an older brother?
He's my older brother, yeah.
So wait a minute, you guys lived in North Hollywood Boyz territory.
When we got put on, we were actually on the outskirts of North Hollywood. We were living more on Radford Street, 18th Street territory, which are my enemies. But when we grew up as kids, we were raised in the crazy alley. There's a lot of guys from Clanton, there's a lot of guys from my hood that know my brother very well. And when my brother passed away, they came to the funeral and they had love for him, man.
That's crazy. So do you remember a time when everybody in your neck of the woods got along? Or it was always some kind of rivalries going on in there?
I remember a time where it kind of just started, and it was more fights. The older guys did have like little wars, let's say. But in my era, it seemed like towards the late, even though I got put in 89, I saw it around 87, 88. The guns started coming out a little more. And I would say probably like around 90, the 90s kicked in. And I don't know what happened, brother, but the guns just started coming out. And people just started getting killed, man.
So look, so before 89, before you got put on, who were the big dogs in that area, Clanton and 18th Street?
In my hood, no. It was by that time my hood was already pretty much rocking and rolling. It was North Hollywood Boyz were there. Clanton was deep. 18th, I mean everybody was deep. Northside 18. MS had just started in 87. Those motherfuckers grew up like wildflower, man. They came in there. I remember MS starting with a few guys. Next thing you know, these guys got like 60, 70 members. Vineland Boyz was always deep and active. Radford Street was active. We had Boyz From The Hood. You had Butter Red Nights. I mean, we had the city, and all around the city, anytime you go on the weekends, man, you're going to catch 10, 20, 30, sometimes 40, 50 guys out there.
So who all went to North Hollywood High?
At that time, it was the guys from Vineland, a couple guys from Sol 13. And other than that, I don't know because I didn't go. By the time I went to junior high, I got to the junior high, and I was already gone.
Tell us about Sol 13.
Sol 13 was a original gang out in Sun Valley, man. I think they broke up. Some guys probably say they're still there. There's always gangs that people say they're still there. I want to say they broke up maybe like in the early 80s. Sometimes people will sit there and think that Vineland Boyz came out of them, but Vineland Boyz pretty much came out of their own thing. They came out of I want to say it was a convict and his brother. They kind of started a thing, but Sol 13 was an original gang out of Sun Valley, but they kind of died out in the early 80s.
So these original barrios, Sol Valley, North Side 18, North Side Clanton, they didn't try to absorb you new kids on the block and make you guys cliques?
I think the guys from Clanton had learned something from another experience, which I'll talk off camera, that they tried to do that one time and they lost the whole neighborhood. So I think they kind of figured if we try to suck these guys in, we just might lose a whole neighborhood. And that you can see in a lot of gangs, man. You can see that in many, many gangs in LA, that you can see original gangs that started and their main rivals is guys they try to click in because they won't let them keep the name, or they're trying to push their fucking number too much or whatever it is.
So look, in LA, you got cruising spots, Crenshaw, Whittier, Hollywood Boulevard, and Sunset back in the days.
That's right.
What's the cruising spots in the valley back in the days?
Back in the days with Lower Canyon, man. Lower Canyon, Van Nuys more like in the 70s, but Lower Canyon, but it wasn't that. We'd go to Hollywood too. We'd go to Hollywood and cruise Sunset. We'd go to Whittier and cruise Sunset, bump, play oldies, but like everything else, we'd fuck it off. You'd start having shootings, and after that, no more partying. I mean, we were notorious for fucking it up.
Oh, you guys go to Whittier and get into it with the locals over there.
Well, back in those days, you're looking for a fight. I mean, you got the testosterone, you got your strap, you got a couple carloads of homies, you got some girls, you got some other guys looking at you stupid, and all of a sudden you're making a big old fight over nothing. I mean, you know that.
And let's rewind, because you said your mom was a hustler back in the day.
Yeah, my mom was a hustler.
Those were the good old days when the money was rolling.
Yeah.
Where's mom's at now?
Mom's is living in Lakeview Terrace, has a nice little small apartment. actually kidnapped my dog, so she's doing her thing. My mom went through a lot of shit, man. A lot of people think that my mom was a horrible mom, and nah, brother. My mom, like I tell her, man, you gave me life, you gave me that citizenship, moms, and you showed me how to be a man when it was a time either you're a man or you're gonna be a punk in those days, brother. My mama, from what I remember, she was started slanging cocaine in probably like around, I don't know, 84, 86. We really didn't talk about it, right? By the time I hit about, I think 18 years old, that's when we kind of discussed it. I already knew what was up. It was pretty much I would drop a little delivery. I'd be a little muscle if something needs to get handled, and she was doing her thing. She went to the joint, did her little time, and got out and got her life straight, kind of like her son. So we kind of went on the same path from gangsterism to get out and living life right, brother.
So wait a minute, back in '84, when mom was hustling, you was getting those late night knocks on the door or what?
At that time, it wasn't so much. I think that's when she just barely got in. I would say probably like around 86, 87. Any apartment we moved into, there was fucking traffic all day, brother. And who I think got her into the game was my stepdad, Cuco. Cuco came into the picture around 86, and he got killed in Speedies in 90 over a drug deal gone wrong. And after that happened, my mom pretty much I guess kind of lost love and was just doing her thing, brother. One thing, like me and my moms will talk, like I say, when people think she's a bad mother, she could have easily been a welfare mom, having all kind of kids, getting pregnant and falling in love with all kind of guys. She just had me and my brother, and she always told us, listen, dude, I only got you two guys. I'm not trying to have any more kids. I need you guys to make it, even though we're acting a fucking fool.
How does she feel about you gangbanging?
Well, when I joined, when she finally found out that I was in a gang, I got into a fight at Madison. The principal told her, I'm fucking scared as fuck because I'm like, damn, she's going to find out I'm a gang member, man. We get into the car. She's in there with my stepdad at the time. We're driving off. There's like 20 homies outside of the fucking school. They tell me what's up. I drive off. She looks in the car behind. She tells me, you're in a gang? And I'm like, yeah. It's like, good, you got backup. That was it, homie. That was as far as my conversation with her.
So on you, when did you start going to jail as a juvenile? What years?
I started with some bullshit, like tagging bullshit, like in the 90s. I kind of went from 0 to 60 pretty quick, man. I was obviously in 89, all that I was doing the little gangbanging shit, the little fights, the little bullshit. But in 91 is when I caught my case. I caught my case for shooting at the cops, and I caught my case for shooting a couple enemies. The cop case ended up getting dropped. And then it was two shootings that happened. One happened like at 3 in the afternoon, and the other one happened like at 9 o'clock at night. And they were both related. They pulled us over right after one of the shootings. And after that, I got busted. I hit YA. I was busted in 91, 92. I got out in 93, and then I was out for 6 to 8 months. I was back busted 94, 95 in YA. Got out a little bit of 96. I got busted again 97, 98, 99, and I discharged my number in 2000, brother.
So what YAs were you in?
I started off in, of course, Norwalk. Then I went to Paso Robles, came back, hit TS for a violation, went to Ventura with the girls, and then went to Preston for a little bit, and then went back to Ventura.
So you went from juvenile hall and you skipped camp straight to YA?
Yeah, I skipped camp. I went straight to fucking playing the Gladiator school, homie.
All right. Tell the crowd the difference between juvenile hall and California Youth Authority.
The Youth Authority is pretty much prison for kids, man. That's exactly what it is. Juvenile hall is like it's a kid's playground. But when you go to YA, especially when I went there, even any jail, it was a state system. You still got cigarettes, you got your big TV, you got your weights, you got your visit, you got your program, but now you're also mixing not just your local gangs, you got a whole state full of gangs now. Before, let's say in Sylmar Juvenile Hall, where it's only Valley gangs and maybe a few guys from LA here and there, once you go to YA, it's like hidden state, man. You got every single gangbanger out there.
As far as the gang politics, the difference between when you're in juvenile hall, gangbanging, and then when you get to YA, what's the difference?
I think it's just the intensity of it. When I hit YA, I said, damn, these motherfuckers are fighting over here. I mean, these fools are fucking thumping. You hit juvenile hall, it's a little bit softer because it seems like the staff has a little more control of you. Once you hit YA, you're in there no longer with juvenile kids. You're in there with guys up to 25 years old. I mean, obviously they break it down in age, but it's definitely it's a more play to keeps because every time somebody goes to YA, they come out, they go back in, they come out a little tougher. They come out a little tougher. And as I was coming in, the last time I was in there, dude, I was coming out like, I'm coming out here banging these motherfuckers. I'm in here telling the homies, hey man, so how do you guys throw your meetings? Hey, you're kind of getting all that game in there and you're just becoming a little bit more of a tougher gangbanger.
Are the racial relationships different in juvenile hall compared to California Youth Authority?
It depends where you go and how old you are. I know YTS was a lot more racial than most places, but when I was in Paso Robles, it was definitely racial. You're not eating behind a black. You're not sharing anything, but you're gonna sit here and play cards. I mean, we're gambling all day. We're interacting in certain ways. You're not sitting there, like I said, you're not busting a bowl with the guy. You're not taking anything from a guy, but you're still interacting. But at the same time, that interaction makes for problems because if you're gambling with these guys and they fucking don't pay up, then you got issues.
So I'm saying, when you're in juvenile hall, can Southsiders fight each other fist to fist, head up fades?
You can do that in juvenile hall. You can do that in YA. That's the thing about YA. YA is not like the prison system where hey, you guys can't fight each other. YA is a free for all, man. YA, you're walking into YA and you're not just looking out for a black guy that might be your enemy. You're looking out for your own kind that might be your enemy because you're getting banged on two different fronts. You're getting banged with the brothers. You're getting banged maybe with North End. Only place in YA that you're not doing that is where you're with Northerners. Then you don't bang on each other.
So what year did you parole?
The last time I paroled was '99, and I discharged in 2000.
All right. After you paroled in '99, you're back on the streets. What are you doing?
I got out. I couldn't go to my mom's house, but she got on parole. When they raided my house for my last violation, they actually raided my house for her, not for me, and they caught me with 2 straps. I got out with my girl at the time, which is my wife now, my stepson. I moved into their house, and I'm trying to work, man. I'm working construction. My daughter, I get a phone call from the police station in Ventura. They tell me my daughter's in a hotel. Her mom caught a case. She's ready to go to the joint. And if I don't come pick up my daughter, my daughter's gonna go to foster care. So I go pick up my daughter. So now I'm 24 years old, no work experience, straight out of fucking YA. I got 2 kids and I got a girl to take care of. It was a decision: either I get my life together, homie, or I go back to jail and these kids' life is fucked.
So that right there made you switch wheels.
That made me switch wheels, but believe it or not, when I was doing that, I did like about 27 months in that last violation. I already knew when I was in there, I ain't coming back. I already knew in my fucking head, when the first week I was in that county, I'm like, something happened where my eyes opened up and I started looking around. I said, wait a minute, do I want to be that fucking 40-year-old guy over there like that? Do I want to be this guy all doped out? Do I want to be this guy keep coming out? Something in my head, I don't know what it was, clicked, and it opened my eyes, and I would sit there in YA and fuck with fools like, I'm not coming back. When I went to parole, and I actually went to parole in '98, I went to the parole board, they hit me up, they said, Tejada, this is the 3rd time you're coming in here with guns, this is that, what do you got to say to us now? I said, listen, Mr. Palmer, I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you guys. The day you guys let me out of this place, I'm never coming back. And they kind of fucking look back at me, they're like, what the fuck? You do know we're here to see if you're going to get paroled or not. I said, I understand that. I said, I only got about 2 years left on my parole, on my number. 2 years ain't shit. When I was 16 years old, I would have thought, oh my God, 2 years is the rest of my life. I said, one way or another, I'm getting out of here by the time I'm 25. And I'm telling you right now, I'm never coming back to this place. I'm done. And they just they gave me an extra year. They sent me to the psychiatrist. I told the psychiatrist the exact same thing. I said, I'm done with this life. If you want to sit here and have me blame my father, if you want to sit here and have me blame my childhood, if you want to sit there and have me blame society or blame the white man, you're not going to hear from me, brother. All I'm telling you is I'm done making these fucking choices. I'm done coming to jail.
What was your father when you was growing up?
My father, my father was a straight alcoholic. I mean, as far as I remember, he was in Honduras. He stayed over there. The fondest memories I have of my dad is on the street, fucking feces all on him and just drunk as fuck, man. He died when I was about 9 years old. Mom's told me, hey, your dad's dead. You can cry if you want to. Walked out of the room, and that was it. That's pretty much all I know about my dad.
Have you been?